Hey, it's Aaron with the Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care Podcast.
Hey, this is Tony's Lawn Care Talk.
Hey guys, Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life in Missouri.
Hey guys, this is Dan White with Lawn Care Unscripted.
What up guys, it's Phil with Phil's Lawn Care.
And you're listening to the Turf Nerds.
I know, Greg, you were telling me I shouldn't do that, but I just almost kind of stubbed my big toe on the my office chair from Costco. Costco carries some pretty good stuff, don't they?
Stubbed it. You probably almost crushed it if you ran it over. So yeah, Costco has some pretty good stuff. I got my chair years ago. I got it at a golf outing, and won it at a golf outing. So I don't even know what brand it is.
Really?
But it's comfortable. Yeah, comfortable chair.
There's some chairs out there, guys, that are like $400 to $800. I think the X chair is, or you gamers out there, used to be a gamer, but not anymore. But some of these gaming chairs are ridiculously expensive. But even office chairs, I think the minimum they're at least at like, if you want a good one, you're going to probably spend, what do you think, about $300?
Yeah, probably on a decent one. I haven't priced them out in years since I've had mine for 20 years probably, and it's still in really good shape. Still works. So I've been real happy with it. That was the golf outing. That was kind of funny. I was at the outing. We were the second ones, I believe, through the longest drive. And I ripped one. I mean, it was straight down the middle. Probably hit it about 250.
The Greg Durbin.
Hello, this is Greg.
Yeah,
does play a good game of golf. You have a good short game.
It's okay, but thank you. But it was funny because hey, there's a Turf Nerds jug. So I hit this thing. We're the second ones through. I said, yeah, this is never going to last, but I'm going to put my name on it anyway. So I put my name on it, and then we go. They're doing the dinner and the awards after, and I'm sitting there, and they said, okay, so for the longest drive, and they announced my name. So I got the longest drive, and these guys that are there, these guys are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 230, and they're looking at me going, him? He had the longest drive. So it was pretty funny though. But I mean, other guys probably outdrove me, but they were off the fairway, so that doesn't count. So, but it was pretty funny that I won this thing.
Hey, move the mic like an inch from your face. You're clipping out there because you got excited like me. There, okay, it's better. Like maybe another inch.
A little better.
Maybe
you
another
mean
inch.
Away or just like that?
Like away. Live show, guys. We're doing live sound checks here. But wait, so how far was the drive then, Greg? Greg.
It was about 250.
Wow,
about 250 yards.
That's a good shot.
So yeah, it was a good shot. I mean, I just hit it right and it took off. But you know, nowadays guys are hitting the ball 300 yards or so. So I think Miles drives pretty well. Miles can hit a ball. So
yeah, Greg's son Miles has a pretty good, like, kind of loose, fluid swing. I'd say he's pretty flexible. Half the game with golf, I want to get into it more as I'm getting older, and that's why we've been dialing the lawn care business where I have more time on the weekends, obviously for side jobs, but golf too. My grandfather, Greg, you know him, didn't start golfing until he was 33, my age, and he's pretty darn good, isn't he?
He can still hit well. And he's 88 years old now.
Yeah, he's
he can still
he can outdrive me probably.
Well, he can't drive far now, but he still hits it straight down the fairway. And we were 2 years ago. We went down to the Villages, and he and I went out golfing, and they have those par 3 courses, and so he still beat me at 85 years old. He still beat me on a par 3.
How does that make you feel?
Like dirt. So, but he can hit. He just hits it down the fairway.
Trying the soundboard here again.
Yeah, and just because I can mention it, when I worked at the Country Club of Lansing.
Hey, I never knew that he had worked there, guys.
Hello, this is Greg.
That's kind of like your signature for every show. We should make that like a wisdom nugget every show for you to talk about the Country Club of Lansing.
Yeah, but when I worked there, we had there was this guy there that at the time, you know, I was in college, so he was probably 75, 80 years old, and which I'm getting much closer to, I guess. But he,
you're still young.
He would go out and play all these younger guys, And granted, he hit the ball 150 yards, but he hit the ball and he beat them all. But he hit the ball right down the middle of the fairway. And, first shot, 150, next shot, 150. And he'd be on in 3, and he'd 1 or 2 putt. And he beat these guys all the time. And he was only hitting the ball 150 yards.
It's a short game, right? That's all that it is. You don't have, you could drive 100, as you said, 150 and beat everyone. Those big guys out there who try to bomb it like Bryson, there's only few guys that can do that. That's tough to do. The aim and the name of golf, that's why my grandpa, even in his prime, he said he couldn't drive very far, maybe 225, 250, like on a good day. Grams could never drive very far, but he beat all of his friends because he could hit the ball just straight, and he had great short game. He was never for distance.
Yeah, and then remember though, when he started playing, that was when the golf clubs were not near as good. You see guys hitting 300 yards now. That's because of the equipment has changed so much. So that's why everybody's hitting well. I mean, I hit at 250. If I would have had a good set of clubs, that would have probably gone 275 probably on that one day.
Yeah, you got a good swing though, Greg. I was impressed with last time I golfed with Greg was Thanksgiving a couple years ago. And
that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. And Greg's got a good short game with the 56 and I think the 60 or just the wedge. Me, I was never good at those low chip shots. I would always either top it or take too much of the grass, or I would, I'd chip the ball. I'd get all the club on it, but it would just go way over. So you played that game with the green where you go back and forth. You can't even get on the green. That was me.
Yeah, no, you have a good game. You just gotta be a little bit more patient and just take your time on your swings, and you'll do well. But the problem is we just don't have time. I don't know how some of these guys talk about going out and golfing. I don't know how they have time unless they've got a crew of a bunch of people and they just tell them to go work and then they go out and golf or something.
I wish I could do that, but you and I were taught to work, right, Greg? If a man doesn't eat, doesn't work. Doesn't work, doesn't eat.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Maybe we can get out a little bit this year, or maybe we're going to vacation here in South Carolina. Maybe I'll try and go out or something, take Shell out or something. But
we'll do a Durbin Lawn Care, Andy Lawn Care, Turf Nerds golf outing, guys. We'll make it huge. Speaking of huge, Greg, we've had a wild roller coaster of weather. We've done it all. Greg's been dashing a bit. I've been too. I've been bouncing from dashing to salting. Had a pretty big event. When was that? I think that was this past Friday. Was out 12 hours, 10:30 p.m. to 10:30 a.m. Oh, Greg went about. Okay, so I brewed a coffee at 10:30 p.m. Took it with me. It was 16 ounces. Finished that. That got me through until about 3:30 a.m. And we were going to the next site. I was driving Matt and Rocky. Shout out to Rocky. I know he's been listening to the show. Hey, Rocky, how's Mike doing? Anyways, we're going to we're going to the Tim Hortons at 10 Mile in Grand River. This is in I think this is in Farmington Hills. Anyways. And Rocky looks over, and I almost looked like the guy. He said I looked like the guy from Top Gun, like my eyes were so slit. And I didn't realize I was starting to fall asleep, so he woke me up. As soon as we got done with that job, I got a nice, large, dark roast Timmy Ho's coffee. And Tim Hortons has some good coffee. You don't drink coffee, Greg, but I think you would like the smell of Tim Hortons coffee. I'm sure you've smelled it.
I've smelled coffee before. I just am not a fan of coffee at all. I don't care for the taste. But I also a couple weeks ago I had made a tea, and it was like a blueberry acai green tea mix.
Ooh, getting hipster and fancy here now. Acai.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I had this about 2:00. All right. So about 3 a.m. I'm still awake. And because green tea has caffeine in it, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out why in the heck I couldn't fall asleep, and that's when I figured out it was that green tea that was in there.
Here's a drop, guys. If anyone knows SpongeBob, let's see if this works. I'm on this voice mod app. Hopefully this doesn't have any swearing.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
You ever remember that from SpongeBob where Patrick wakes up to eat a Krabby Patty and goes,
oh boy, 3 a.m.
Well, green tea though, Greg, I'm glad you said that. I drink decaffeinated green tea at night. It's really good for the brain. It's got some enzymes in it that can actually prevent Alzheimer's, and it also helps you fall asleep too. It's really good for. It's an anti-inflammatory tea, I guess. But even having regular green tea is a lot better for you than coffee. Because Greg, I became dependent on coffee that day. We were doing it 12 hours, so I had a 16 ounce and a 20 ounce, and then 4 hours later I had another 12 ounce. And the next day, this past Sunday, I woke up with like the worst headache on the face of the earth because I think I abused too much coffee. It was it wasn't good.
The thing about coffee is if you drink too much of it, you're going to get a headache. But if you don't drink it, if you drink a lot and then you don't drink it, you'll get a headache. And what happened was years ago, they found out with surgery patients, they would wake up in the morning after, the next day after surgery, and then they have these nasty headaches. And what they figured out was it was because they weren't allowed to drink anything the day of the surgery. And when they woke up, they next day when they still were caffeine deprived, they had massive rebound headaches of sorts. And so now they allow patients to drink coffee right away after their surgeries.
Yeah, I've been in love with coffee since I was about 15, but I've really dialed it back. I have now it's down to maybe 12 or 16 ounces a day, and that's it. Because I used to drink a pot of coffee back in the day. But Greg, I think we have an exciting impromptu episode. This was actually your idea. Why don't you rehash what we're trying to do? And we didn't tell any of these guys that we're doing this.
No, we didn't do it. So we thought, what the heck? Let's just call a couple of the guys in the LCBU group and see if see how they do. Just off the cuff conversations with us, and let's see what they're doing today, and see what the weather's like. See if they're getting beat up by snow or whatever they're dealing with right now.
So we're gonna call the guys down there in Georgia. Shout out to Daniel White. Do you even know Daniel White's business name? I should know this, but I don't know it.
I do not.
I went to his website. Sorry. I don't even know Tony's, but we'll try calling Daniel White here first to see if he answers. I don't know if any of these guys will answer. We'll go Dan, Tony, Cameron doesn't answer. We'll try Aaron. I mean, he's out there in Grand Rapids, so they're probably getting hammered with snow. It's all the lake effect snow right now. But here we go. Here's Dan White, guys. Hopefully he can hear you, Greg, because we did a test call with your son, Drake. He's probably cuddling Milo, the best cat ever. Shout out to Milo. Speaking of cats, we have to do this. I don't know what this is. Oops. Oh, I didn't even know what that was. Let's try a meow here. Cute meow. There we go. That's Milo. Okay, here we go. Let's call Daniel White here. Let's see if this works.
It sounds like a cat conversation going on there.
Let's see if he answers. I don't think he will.
Oh, Milo let one out of those like that the other day.
Can you hear him? You can hear the ring, right?
Hi, you've reached Simply Southern Lawn Care.
Simply Southern, okay.
Is that your ringtone, or you've got to call these guys?
Right now, but please leave your name, number.
This is way too professional. All right, well, we'll hang up.
Thank
All right, let's just try. Let's try Tony. This is okay. Tony's got to answer. This guy, Tony can talk.
Hey, can you hear me, Evan?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Why?
I lost you.
I can hear you just fine. It might be your connection. I mean, I'm fine. Did I mute something? Greg. Let's see. Your headphones are built in. I'm still going. This is strange. He's waving at me. I think it's your internet. It's your internet. Let's try this. No, we're just doing stuff here on the fly, guys. How do we lose him? Hey, can you hear me? I can't really fix it until we stop this call. Oh, this is fun. We've been 13 minutes in, guys. Here we go. Let's just try to... I'm going to put on some music here for the time being to try to fix this with Greg. Hold on. Okay, so... I don't know. He's in the call. I don't know if he muted himself or what. He's texting me. Well, this is going to be great podcast fodder.
Hello, this is Greg.
I can't hear you. Only cats and music. Oh, you know what? Let's try this. Uh-oh. Hey, hear me now?
Hey, now I got you.
I might have turned something on. Okay, anyways, let's call, oops.
You mean like
let's call Tony.
5 minutes of cats?
those cats, and then elevator music. Okay, let's call Tony. Really good winter show. We got really good shows coming down the pike. It's the dead of winter, and the listenership fluctuates. So let's call Tony Rudolph. Don't know his lawn care business name, but that's okay. Okay, Tony. Tony. Here we go. Can you hear him, Greg?
I can hear the ring.
These guys not answer. What did they do?
Did you try and call Dan?
Yeah, we just did. Didn't
I
answer.
couldn't hear anything.
Oh.
All I could hear were cats and music.
You can hear the ring, though, can't you?
I can hear that.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't hear anything but cats and music.
Hey, this is Tony. Hope you're doing great.
Oh,
Leave
my
me
goodness.
a voicemail,
Okay,
and I'll
let's-
get back with you. Appreciate you. See ya.
Let's try Missouri, okay? Here we go. Wait, I got a drop for Cameron, guys.
Missouri.
Oh, yeah, you like that?
Missouri.
Anyways, okay. Cameron Duncan with the Lawn Care Life in Missouri, because they actually got some snow, too. These guys answer. Is he the 573 number? I think he is.
Well, they could be working.
I don't know. Unless all the snow melted, they could be working. Let's try, I think he's the 573. Here we go. This is 0 for 3, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, he is the 573.
How about this? About to just call Aaron.
Thank you for calling Grassmaster Lawn Service. Sorry we missed your call.
Missouri.
If you want to leave us a message with your phone
Missouri.
number, and let us know how
Oh
we
my
can
goodness.
serve you.
Okay. Well, we might have to call Andy here in a minute. Let's try Aaron, okay? This is terrible.
What was he, Grassmaster Lawn Service?
Yeah, Grassmaster. What's that? We're 0 for 4?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Aaron, we're doing a live podcast now with Greg. It's an impromptu call. We went through Daniel, Tony, Cameron. No one could answer because we wanted to talk about the snow. So you're next on the list. What's going on?
Not much. Just sitting here, out here door dashing or Uber Eatsing. And right now there's nothing going on, so I'm reading a book.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you've been dashing. How's the dashing been going for you?
Well, the dashing isn't great, but Uber Eats just came into the town that I'm at, and they're offering an added $10 per delivery. So
Wow.
that's been great the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I made over $200.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
I made
fantastic.
$18 yesterday.
How long were you out yesterday for, Aaron? Because I dashed the other day and made $65, but that was like less than 4 hours because I was tight on schedule.
Oh no, I've been doing it 8 hours a day.
That's actually pretty good. Is that just with Uber Eats, or was that DoorDash and Uber Eats?
That was DoorDash and Uber Eats. So with Uber Eats, I made like 150 something, and then with DoorDash, it's going off here.
Holy
It's a
smokes.
terrible order.
You got to keep that acceptance rate at least at the 70. That's where I get all my good orders.
No, I'm down in the 30s now.
Oh man, Greg is taking it low.
No, I just hit 70 and I hit 70%, and now they're telling me now you have 36 deliveries. You only have 64 more to go to get to the next level. So they're going to make me get up to 100 deliveries.
I'm a platinum dasher, Aaron. I'm crazy.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to is platinum, but it won't. But now I thought I only had to be at 70%.
Yeah, I don't take anything less than $4 for a trip with DoorDash.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, Aaron. Since this is on a live show right now, how's the snow been up there? Because you're just let's say you're just east of the Grand Rapids area. How's the lake effect snow been? Because I've been out salting a couple of times with the buddies. It's been pretty crazy down here. It's just been cold too.
It's very cold here, but we did get snow today. We got about 2.5, 3 inches today. that
Holy
was
smokes.
Well, got another order.
Man, look at this guy. He's popular.
But I only have one lot to plow, so I plowed that this morning, and then I went out and dashed. But it hasn't been too bad. I've plowed 4 times, so that means we've had 4 events that have been over 2 inches. But it hasn't been anything super crazy around here.
Yeah, because we're getting everything from Grand Rapids, because apparently the lake affect snow, right, guys? Because the lakes over, that's Lake Michigan, it's apparently not completely frozen yet, so it's stirring up a lot of lake effect, and it looks like Grand Rapids is getting slammed. I know you're fairly close to that, but that's good. That's good that you're juggling things around and staying busy. Aaron, I've been listening to your show, and you were debating about either working at the Dollar Tree or DoorDash, and when in doubt, because I like what Aaron said, guys, and this is a good principle for all podcasts and shows, because we're lawn care business owners. But Aaron said he wants to call the shots and never, have to work under someone ever again unless he really had to. But that's where DoorDash, you get that freedom, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I get pretty frustrated a lot of days because I'm standing there waiting on the restaurant, but other than that, you do get to set your own hours and stuff like that. So I do like it for that, because I can, and I can stop at any time. If something comes up, I can stop and go home. So that's why I like doing stuff like DoorDash, or you could drive for Uber, depending on your area. All of this is dependent on where you live, right? Where you guys live, DoorDash is probably really good, because you're in a very densely populated area. Here, I'm not in such a densely populated area. So in the area I'm in right now, my trips are about 4 miles per order, which isn't bad. But I DoorDash in another area.
That's pretty good.
That area is it's an average of 5 to 7 miles per dash. So all of this depends on your area, even if maybe DoorDash isn't even in your area. So if that's the case, you got to find something else to do. So you might have to get a job. And, I look at it as I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to make money to support the family. So if I have to go clean toilets somewhere, that's what I'll do. It doesn't bother me. Work is work. I think there is nothing that is beneath me. So that's the way I view getting extra work or work this time of year. I'll do whatever.
That's a good wisdom bomb, Greg, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's real good. It's nice. Actually, if you're going 4 miles, 5 miles, those are great trips. I had one yesterday that I had to drive. I probably had to drive 15 minutes one way just to make the delivery, and then I had to work my way back 15 minutes. So I went and keep continuing further, going further east. So you're doing pretty well by what you're getting there. And I just didn't have a good day yesterday, and I had to cut it short a little bit. But I had 2 hours. I made $18.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It can be rough. It can be really, really rough. And it depends on how many drivers are in your area too. Like here where I'm at today, there's quite a few people out driving because after I plowed snow, I came out and started driving, and it was still snowing and blowing, and it was nasty. And so there wasn't that many drivers out. And then, now it's sunny, everything's melted. I mean, all the parking lots and roads are clear. So now there's a bunch of drivers out. Like I was just sitting here, and before I got on the call with you guys,
Surprise.
there was 7 cars sitting here waiting to get an order for DoorDash.
Wow.
Because we all sit in the Meijer parking lot because it's a small town, but it's a great area for DoorDash. What I have found is that for DoorDash or Uber Eats, either one, it is preferable to be in an area where it's a little bit lower income, because those people seem to order more. And that's just what I've observed. So this is that kind of area. And so that's why I do so good here. In the other area that I DoorDash in, it's a little bit wealthier, and it's not nearly as good for DoorDashing. So all of this stuff that we're talking about all depends on your area. So it might be more lucrative for you to go get a job. You might make more money per hour doing that, right? So you just have to weigh everything. And honestly, for DoorDash or Uber Eats, you kind of have to try it to find out, right? Because they're not going to tell you, oh, it's not great, or you've got 70 different drivers in your area. They want you to be a driver. So you just have to try it and find out, and it can be good and it can be bad. So I tried DoorDashing in Grand Rapids. And all I was getting was $2 orders for like 7 miles, and I was like, nope, I'm done with this. This is dumb. So yeah. I went back to the old areas.
Well, that's funny, Aaron. You made a lot of fair points there, because I've been running a lawn business for 15 years, guys, and I guess if my hand was forced to, because I like what you said, Aaron, you'll do whatever it takes to provide for the family and putting bread on the table. And but I like the freedom with DoorDash. Bare minimum, like even on the bad days, I guess with at least Metro Detroit, you can pull in about, Greg, what'd you say if it's really bad? I've done anywhere from like $12 to $15 an hour, but I've been averaging at least 18 to 25 consistently. Some days I'll even rack in $30 an hour, but that's if there's peak pay and bonus times. But we always pray for the snow, but it's good that you're putting away a little nest egg here this winter, Aaron, because DoorDash, like, you wouldn't have to do this, but you're just doing it just for that extra income and freedom.
Right. Yeah. I don't have to be out here doing it, but I want to create a little bit of a cushion going into the spring, being that I closed down my business in Lansing and I'm starting fresh here. So, I might not get, 25, 30, 50 clients right off the bat in the spring. So I want to be able to have that cushion so that I know that at least for like a month and a half or so, if I, for whatever reason, I don't have a paycheck or whatever, I know this money is here and we can use it. So that's why I'm doing it. And if I don't need it, great. It'll just sit in the bank and we can use it as an emergency fund or whatever. So that's why I'm doing it.
So, Aaron, you just talked about something we spoke about a little bit on our last couple shows, is about prepping for the beginning of the season. You moved to a new area. What are you doing for marketing? How are you starting to develop your accounts, and what's the process?
Well, if you listen to my podcast, Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care podcast, I have been ranting a bit about Google and their new policy for, I guess, for businesses. I don't know what triggers it, but
it's been a pain for you, Aaron, right?
What's that?
It's been an absolute pain for you with Google, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been awful. So my accounts got deactivated because I moved, and Google, I tried to put in a new address in Google, which is a no-no. What you're supposed to do, and I didn't know this, is you're supposed to create an entirely new Google business listing if you move your business. I had no idea. I thought you could just go in and change the address. It should be that simple, right? But it's not. So you have to go in and change the address. And then what they do is, with any new business, essentially, in order to verify the business, they basically suspend your account immediately, and then you have to prove to them that you're an actual business at an actual location and that you're not, some scammer. And you have to figure out, they don't tell you, you have to figure out whether or not there's anything that does not comply with Google's guidelines. So they'll give you a large list.
Oh, wow, this is a big burden, isn't it?
Oh, it's awful. So they give you a huge, like 3-4 page list of bullet points that you have to check on your Google business listing. And there's not that much on your Google business listing, right? It's your business name, your address, your phone number, your website, maybe a little description of your business, and then maybe some reviews. That's about it. And because my businesses are new, I don't have reviews. I just have my little description, my name, my address, my phone number, and my website. And so I have been through this list 3 times now, trying to find any little thing that I might have wrong on my Google business listing, because you can appeal their decision to suspend your account. And when you do that, you have to send proof that you own the business. So I just sent them my articles of incorporation with the state of Michigan, and then whatever else you've got. So if this happens to you, you do need proof that you own the business. They want to see some sort of bill for your business that has been sent to your business, like a bill stub or something. So you have to send that as proof, and then something else like a document with your business name on it, like your business logo. And then you send that off to them, and they have to decide whether they want to approve your business or if it's still suspended. So I have done this 3 times for my new business and twice for my Gravel Blasters business. All 3 times for my new business, they have not changed their mind. They just say it's still suspended. You still have stuff wrong. I can't find anything. And then my Gravel Blasters business, I've done it twice, and I can't find anything wrong. So it's very frustrating. And I'm not just the only one. I've been asking questions on forums and stuff, because there are so many people that this is happening to, and they're just in limbo. You don't know. You can appeal the suspension in another way and talk with like one of their people, but that's a pain in the butt, because that takes 10 business days. And then they can still come back and say, no, it's still not right. Fix it. They don't tell you what to fix. They just say, fix it.
Because you can't talk to anyone real on Google. Somehow my E&D Lawn Care business is still on Google, and I don't even have an address on it, Aaron. Like, I did this way back in the day, and I still get ranked up there on the search, and I haven't done jack squat to it. Sure, I update pictures, but because guys, Aaron he's uprooting his business from Lansing to a town just just 50 miles west of there, and Google would be a really big help for Aaron to get on the map. It's basically free marketing if Aaron can get his that lawn business, Sutter Brothers, up and in his area. That really helps with referrals. I've gotten a lot of leads off of just Google, and I haven't done anything to it. So that's got to be really frustrating for you, Aaron. Greg, did you have some problems with Google as well for Durbin Lawn Care? Like, you tried and then it didn't work.
You were trying to set up an account for me, and for whatever reason, it wouldn't even go through. We couldn't do anything. And they might have been asking for, I can't remember. It was articles. I don't think they asked for articles of incorporation or anything, but for whatever reason, it just wouldn't go through. And to the point where I just said, yeah, I'm busy enough at this point. I don't necessarily need it.
You know what you told them,
actually,
Greg? You know what you wanted to tell Google?
Hello, this is Greg.
That's what you told him, right?
Wonder if Ezra would be able to help him with that over at Green Frog Web Design.
Yeah, Aaron, because you're tied in with Ezra too. Shout out to Green Frog Web Design, guys. We have not done a read for him yet, but go to greenfrogwebdesign.com. He's got some spring specials. Well, I can't even talk. Tell them either Aaron or the Turf Nerds sent you, or Aaron with the Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care podcast. They were killing some birds with one stone, Aaron, aren't we?
Yeah, you sure are.
But maybe Ezra would be able to help you, though, because that's just so frustrating with Google.
Yeah, I didn't think about Ezra. I might give him a shout and see what he might say. It's been real frustrating. So
I would think he's been. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would think he's dealt with that before, though, because if he's setting up people's websites, and I'm sure he's had to have encountered that.
Yeah, it could be. I'll give him a shout and see if he can help me with it, because I'm at a loss at this point as to what to do, other than maybe delete the listings that I have created and try again and follow. I
tried that.
Go through.
This is good information for you guys too, who listen. Google is your friend. Sure, a website helps out big time, but even having a Google business page, you will get traffic. So I would maybe try just deleting it and trying that all over again. But Aaron, thanks for randomly taking this call here. We tried calling Daniel White first because they got snow, and then we tried calling Tony. Then we tried calling Missouri. Shout out to Cameron Duncan. None of the guys answered because we wanted to talk about snow in Georgia. So I'm like, who will probably answer? Aaron Sutter, and he's probably dashing or making the best use of the time. So thanks for taking the call, Aaron.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for joining us, Aaron, and let us know what you find out if Ezra is able to help you out and go through that process.
All right, I will. I'll let you know on my podcast.
Awesome. Greg is the podcast adept king. Have you been listening, Greg? I don't think so. Probably not. Aaron, all right, thanks. Get back to dashing. I'm laughing saying this. I'll message you on Facebook.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you, Aaron.
See you, Aaron.
See you guys.
All right, bye. Well, how about that, Greg? That was fun.
That was fun. That was kind of nice. I didn't realize he was having that many problems with, you said Google's your friend. At this point, it's like a distant relative for them right now.
Yeah, because I was touting it before we got hooked in with Ezra. This is why it might be a better idea to actually get a website, though, guys, because even if you don't have a Google business page, even having a website, Ezra can get you ranked there at the top past the Google business page. But I never had a problem with mine. You had an issue with yours. Aaron just moved, 50 miles west, and he's having a whole bunch of just problems with Google business. Like if you go on to search Sutter Brothers Lawn Care, he changed the name, but it's still in the Lansing area, and he wants to move that over. I'm surprised they're just giving him all that nightmare. So, hope this episode.
What happens if he moves down the street?
I don't know.
Are they going to give him a hard time
Google's
for moving
cracking
down
down on it
too?
because there's a whole bunch of. It's like DoorDash. It's like the oversaturated market with Google. It's oversaturated of bogus businesses, and I guess Google's trying to be more legit. This is all just speculation, but I think Aaron will still thrive either way with getting his lawn business off the ground. Not just lawn care. He also offers gravel blasting, which he's got that Ventrac and he's got that giant rake, and he can fix any gravel driveway known to man. Those Ventracs are pretty cool. I would like to get into a show to talk about more about heavy equipment to kind of wrap it up. Greg, we are still waiting for some snow guys to get on to talk about ice management, but it sounds like by the time they get on, it might be spring, right?
It could be at this point. I mean, we're just kind of waiting it out to see what's going to happen, but haven't really seen a whole lot of stuff going on.
How do you want to close this out, Greg? We're almost at the 40-minute mark. What is Greg Durbin have to impart us with?
Sign up for the expo, and remember, you guys get the Turf Nerds discount if you sign up with Turf Nerds. That's one word or two words? I don't recall.
If you sign up for the Equip Expo, you'll get 50% off with all one word Turf Nerds, or use Tony. You can use Tony, but it's Turf Nerds, all one word. That's coming here sooner than we think, Greg. We're going to be hopping on. I'm going to figure out, arrangements for this upcoming year. But last year was fun. Then we'll have our cousin Kenny. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here, I was supposed to introduce a new drop to the show. I'll have to do it kind of old school. Here, check this out. Where is it? I just got a new drop for him. Kenny gave me a whole bunch of new drops. Here, guys, hold on. We're trying to integrate Kenny into the show, and I thought this would be funny because we call him, Cousin Kenny. So, oh man, we're going through this giant text thread. We kind of hope you guys enjoy this kind of off the cuff show during the dead of winter because it just kind of gets kind of depressing. So here we go. Is this?
Hi guys, it's Cousin Kenny.
And then he gave me a whole bunch
Hey guys, it's Cousin Kenny.
So we might use something like that because I overdo the hello, this is Greg. So Cousin Kenny, Ken, I know you're listening. It's towards the end. I got you dropping the show, but I'm done. Why don't you do a quick flare prayer for us, Greg?
Heavenly Father, thank you for our time here. Thanks for Aaron joining us, and it's nice having another brother out there in the lawn care business. And for those other guys we mentioned, Daniel, Cameron, and I pray for those guys that everyone's kept safe, that they're finding ways to be able to earn a little extra money over the winter here. Sounds like a couple of those guys were really busy, as even Aaron is doing pretty well himself. For Aaron, I pray for him to get this Google business page set up correctly, and for Ezra at Green Frog to be able to help him through that process. Thanks, Lord, for the winter, for those that are relaxing a little bit, and just a little bit of time off, and help us to be able to prep for the new season coming up. Thank you again, Lord, for all you do for us. In Jesus' name, amen.